Okay, right off the bat, we're talking about money. Want to toss it over to Lindsay and Lincoln for some financial advice.
Yes.
We all need it, right? Definitely.
Absolutely.
So we're here with Jenny Groberg, CEO and founder of Booksmarts Accounting and Bookkeeping. Jenny, you're also Utah's 2024 CEO of the Year, named by Utah Business.
Yay, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
And thanks for coming here. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I appreciate it.
So we need to pick your brain a little bit about our finances.
Okay.
Let's talk savings for a second. How much savings should we have in the bank? Let's start with that.
Okay, so everybody thinks that you should save 50, 30, 20. 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% or less for savings and debt, right?
Okay.
So the problem is most people have so much debt that they never make any headway because the 20% they're saving all goes towards their debt. So I'd like to propose that we change that ratio and spend more like 40, 30, 30.
40, 30,
So
30.
40% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 30% for your savings,
Okay.
and not for your debt, so that you're actually making headway.
Yes.
Right? Because you will have repairs, you will have medical bills. You do need a short-term savings, but you also need long-term savings.
So how much should we
buy a
have in that
house.
long-term savings, and what is that long-term savings used for?
So the long-term savings will kind of depend on how much you're spending every month. So let's say for 3 months, every month you maybe spend, let's say $5,000 a month.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's on all our bills.
all your bills, your food, your kids, whatever. Let's say you
Yes.
spend $5,000 a month.
Okay.
A 3-month savings, you'd need $15,000.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 6 months, you multiply it by 6, so you need
Yeah.
$30,000. Okay.
Okay.
So you really need to have at least 3 months to 6 months in a short-term savings account.
Let's talk about high-yield savings accounts.
Okay.
I'm still kind of fascinated that a lot of people don't know about these, but it's true. So talk about what that is and how it can help you, why it's a good, why
this
it's
is
a
a
bad.
big deal. So on average, a national average, they're going to pay 0.59% for a savings account.
In interest.
In interest.
That's like nothing.
That's nothing, and not even 1%.
Yes.
0.59 is the national average for a
Okay.
savings account.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm self-employed, my husband's self-employed, so I save money for taxes.
Yes.
And it sits until
Yeah.
I need to pay the government.
You might as well make some money
You
off
should
of it.
make some money on
Yeah.
it and put it in a high-yield
Yeah.
savings account. Let's say you need to save up for a roof or a home repair. Put that money or your short-term savings or emergency fund, put that in a high-yield savings account. The high-yield savings accounts are earning between 4 and 5%.
Yeah, I have
That's
one.
incredible.
And
It's amazing.
Mine's at like 4.7% right now, just for my money just sitting there.
Just sitting
How
there.
fantastic is that?
And all of us should have money that's sitting there. So if you have money that's sitting that you need to be putting it in a high-yield savings account, as opposed to a CD or something.
So why do you choose the high yield savings over the CD?
A CD is going to be locked up. So a CD will be locked up for a month term. Typically it's 6 months or a year, and it's a revolving CD. So you really cannot have your short-term savings locked up in a CD.
Right. Because what if you lose a job or something?
Yeah,
you've
then you
gotta
need
pull.
it, yeah.
Now, the high-yield savings account, that yield will change over time, right?
Yes.
You're going to get notices. I've got notices for mine that, oh, we've dropped a little bit. Explain
Yes.
why that happens. Or they raise it.
It's based on the market, as is a CD. So the
Yeah.
CDs are actually performing a little lower than a high-yield savings account because they know that the market's going to be changing and they don't want to be locked in.
Yeah.
So you really do need to keep an eye on things, but there's a lot of competitors in the high-yield savings space. There's a lot of online banks that, you know, if you can't find a local bank that will pay high enough yields, shop around though.
Yeah,
Definitely
there's
ask
like
your
American
banks.
Express and Discover, they all have
Yes,
high yield savings
they
accounts.
do.
And it's great.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Are there any downsides to a high-yield savings account at all?
Well, they're liquid. They perform significantly better than a normal savings account. So in my opinion, no. I think the downside is if you don't utilize it.
Yeah.
Don't utilize
I know
it?
with mine I can only withdraw 7 times a month. But that's plenty
true.
because it's a savings account. It's not a checking
That's true.
account.
You're not,
So
and you're not supposed to be taking from it. But if you do need it, yeah, 7 times should be plenty.
yeah, absolutely.
I will say that I used my high-yield savings account for down payment on a home.
Okay.
And it took a few days for that to come through with the wire transfer.
Okay.
And so that was one thing, but obviously I had lenders
Yeah.
who were like, no, it's coming, we get it.
Yeah,
So that took a
yeah,
little
that's
bit of
true.
time.
There could be a
It does,
delay.
yeah, it
And
does
if you have a
take a couple
local
days.
bank, then it's, you know, you can access it faster, but you do need to be shopping around and asking.
Yeah.
Are you still finding that people don't know a whole lot about high yield and maybe they don't even have one? Or why is that? Why is it not, I don't know, taken off, I guess?
People don't know. They don't know so many things. I was talking to my girlfriend. Her husband's a big CEO. They have a plane, all these things. And I was talking with her, and she said, Jenny, I don't know any of these things. I don't know anything about, you know, transfers. We were talking about transfers from a credit card and that's, you know, you get penalized. She didn't know that. She said there needs to be more discussions about these things because, you know, she has money, or people that don't, there just needs to be more dialogue.
And that's why you need to be watching Arc Salt Lake, because we teach you this kind of stuff.
Financial literacy, man. I feel like I needed to learn that in high school, college. They teach it now.
It's required to graduate.
They teach it, but my kids, my daughter and all of her friends, they said, we didn't learn a thing. My dad basically passed the class for me.
That's so unfortunate.
Or they learn the principles, but they can't apply it. They don't know what that translates to real life or how that works. So, but again, people are living, 80% of the population live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, see, that's
so
scary.
if the majority of people don't know how to manage their finances, they're not going to know about a high yield savings account.
So you said 40% for needs, 30% wants, 30% savings.
Yeah.
I think that's a great plan.
Savings, retirement, long-term savings.
That's all lumped in.
All lumped in.
On
Yeah.
the 30%.
So that could be, you know, your kids' education. That could be your short-term savings. That could be your retirement. As a whole, we really need to be saving at least 30%.
When you're advising someone, though, would you advise them to get their own savings in order first before they start saving for their children?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah, and before your parents, you know, I did a piece, and it was an article, I think it was with U.S. News and World Report, and they said, should we be working towards helping our parents with retirement? And that's an issue, right? Like at my age, my mom just passed away, there's things that are happening. What does that look like? But you have to make sure your finances are in order first. And then once that's in place, be helping your kids, help your parents, and all those
It's
other
like
things.
put the oxygen mask on your face first, and then your kids.
Exactly. You got to do it with finances as well.
Jenny Groberg, CEO and founder of BookSmart's Accounting and Bookkeeping. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We
She's a
appreciate
little bit
it.
smart, guys. Just a little bit smart.
We need that. Can you come in every day and give us credit?
For real.